Episode number 245.
In 2008, I was running a $10 million company. Well, I should say in '07, we were doing that. In '08, we got crushed in the '08 downturn.
Yes.
And that's when I learned always keep your overhead low.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you guys already know your boy is always fired up, and it is a beautiful Monday in a new era. We're in a new era, obviously, with this COVID going on in the world, but so excited because there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm pumped to bring you our featured guest today, Chad Peterson. Chad, are you ready to be real?
I'm ready to be real. Thanks for having me on your show, brother. Love your energy. Let's do this.
Let's do this, folks. And so a land full of opportunity is Chad Peterson is an expert business broker, folks, and a founder of Peterson Acquisitions, which is an award-winning firm, folks, in M&A. You might have heard that word, mergers and acquisitions, helping you either get acquired, merge into another business. But bottom line is, if you started a business, folks, you've been putting in the hard work like we have for now, coming up on our 11th year in business, and you've got something that's proven, it's got cash, you're doing well, there might be an opportunity for you right now, folks, if needed, to take on a partner. Maybe some businesses maybe say, hey, this is the time I want to exit. Maybe the future is going to be a little more dim or grim for their business. Or in some opportunities, you're in a growing industry and you need some more capital and things like that. So we're so excited to have you on the show today, Chad. Tell us a little about your world. When did you get into this world? When did you get into the world of M&A?
Well, I had built businesses all my life,
Gotcha.
And I had built them for myself, and people started to take notice that I was building them and selling them. And I was just an entrepreneur from the start. And after building and selling several businesses, one of my friends had just softly said to me, Chad, you're so good at this. Why don't you help other people do it? And I thought, well, how would I do that? What would that look like? And
Right.
that was the inflection point that made me think, well, maybe I could do that. And I just started doing it. And at first I was an unpaid consultant. In other words, people would come to me wanting my help, and I would say, sure, I'd love to help you. Let's dig into this. And I'm helping people for free.
Right.
And that's the worst place to be, as an unpaid consultant. So then I had sold a few businesses, and people really liked what I did, and I just took off from there with it and never looked back. And I stopped building businesses for myself, and now I just help other people sell them, really, is what I do.
Amazing. Because I think everyone that starts out building a business, like we started building our business in 2009, June of 2009 was when we actually got our first check. So we celebrated our 11th year in business, and pretty much a cash positive business from the beginning, because it's a service-based business. You get a check, you get another customer, you get another check, and you just keep on going. Not a lot of investment in the beginning outside of your own human capital, And
Right.
so, but a lot of businesses, don't even think about that as the end. I know some businesses do. Like you had some successful exits, interviewed a lot of different interesting guests over the years, and some of them just have that vision to exit. You know what I mean? Like that's part of their journey. That's part of what they want to build. And that's why they're building it. And that's why they're doing it so fast and things like that. But it's just curious to me, for those businesses out there, what is the first thing to do to say, I even have a value to my business? How do you even create a value point of what my business is worth?
Well, most people don't build a business with that question in mind, and that is the number one mistake that you can make. And when you're building your business, you know that every year you have to pay taxes. You have to go to see your accountant, and you have to do that. Well, at that very same time, you should be contacting a qualified and competent business broker. So after you do your tax returns, or even before you do your tax returns, talk to a qualified and talented business broker to determine what your business is worth. Contrary to popular belief, CPAs and accountants and attorneys will have no idea what your business is worth.
Right.
People just don't know otherwise, so they contact their CPA and their attorneys and their accountants, and they're never going to get a good value. So what you do is you contact a broker. We'll go through it. We'll go through your numbers. We'll go through your tax returns. We're going to figure out various pieces of the puzzle. We'll put it all together, and through that, we'll be able to tell you what your business is worth. And if you're talking to a qualified, competent, talented broker, you can take that number as gospel. You shouldn't question it. But 8 times, maybe 9 times out of 10, most people believe that their business is worth far more than what it actually is.
Right.
And I think that we as humans all suffer from that same condition. I would really like to think that everything that I own is much more valuable than what it really is.
Right.
That's just part of being who we are. And, like, friends, I got a beautiful car, but I don't think it's worth near what somebody is willing to pay me for it. Right. I help people understand the value from that perspective and get them over those hurdles and really help them turn the page into the next chapter of their life. And sometimes if you get caught up on the number, let's just say you think your business is worth $1 million and I tell you it's worth 800,000. Well, some people will dig their heels in and be like, nope, no way. I'm not selling it for 800,000. Well, if that's what it's worth, and that allows you to take $800,000 and walk into the next beautiful chapter of your life, why would you not sell it just to hold on to the remaining 200?
Right.
Because with $800,000, I can show you how to start making, $2 million a year with that $800,000 or less. So I can help people go to a next level in their business as long as they're willing to honestly look at what their business is worth and sell it according to the value that we discuss.
Got you. And then that's the next question. Who buys these businesses? Because there's got to be a buyer on the other end,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Who typically buys these? I mean, is it investors? Is it, other business owners?
Well, most business owners, probably 75% of business owners are corporate burnouts, people that have been in corporations. They're tired of being managed by 9 people. They're tired of being on a team that feels nothing like a team.
Right.
They're tired of the daily grind,
yes.
and they want to work for themselves.
Right.
And they've more than likely had a 401 or an IRA or maybe some stock split or something like that.
Right.
And so they're able to exit their corporate job, and they've got, let's just say, $300,000 or $400,000 saved up, and they've got an appetite for some genre of business. They contact me.
Right.
Either I've got it for them, or I go get it for them.
Got you.
And that's really our buyers. And I'm marketing all the time for buyers across the country. My website and banner ads are floating everywhere out there. So we've got buyers of all stripes coming in every single day. And some are serious, most are not.
Right.
It's no different than a lot of people that dream about doing something but never do it. A lot of people say they want to be a firefighter, or they want to go be an army man, or they want to go be a pilot, and it's this dreamy, starry-eyed thing. They never do it. Same with being self-employed. They want to go be self-employed, but let's face it, oftentimes they're institutionalized by the corporate America regime, and they usually stay in those 4 walls.
Getting that easy check, baby. Getting that easy cash, showing up, leaving the worries at 5 o'clock. Because as an entrepreneur, since I've been running this business 11 years, folks, I've been working for like 4,033 days now or so. It's a lot of work. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's a working progress. And in my business, specifically social media, as we all know, shit's happening all the time. Fans are sending spam. Someone's competitor's blasting the page. Someone says the wrong thing and you go viral for the wrong way. Right now, we're having businesses that were planning to open and now they can't open because of regulations with COVID and things like that. So you have to adapt at the end of the day and know, especially if you're planning on to be in entrepreneurship, folks, you're going to work possibly more hours.
Way more hours.
But you're going to be happy because you can control those hours. They're not just built into the 8 to 5. Yeah. I can wake up from 5 to 8, work for 3 hours, then be with my daughter for 3 hours, get back at 11, work for another 3 hours. You can just pick and choose and the time. And I think the efficiency that people work, especially now we're finding, and maybe people are finding working from home because there's less distractions, interruptions, people bothering you, coming in, you got a big office, you got someone saying, hey, what are you gonna do for lunch today? You're constantly being interrupted by people. Like I hear in my dad's office and many of my customers' offices, where if you're at home, you can actually focus, put binaural beats on, really stay focused on what you want to get done, hammer it out, and then enjoy life, So that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Although you're working more, you get to experience more of life. And so that's an exciting new world. I also think, my man Chad, there's going to be a lot of businesses become more profitable. They're going to cut their commercial real estate. Already hearing this from many of my customers and clients. Cut their expansion of anything that has to do with building out physical locations and things like that, unless they physically have to, and they're in an expanding business. Like you're in a grocery store, you're in, a childcare service, and you're keeping expanding even though during these times. So you're going to have to build these physical locations. Now, lawyers or accountants or some of these staff people that don't have to work from home are finding they can do a pretty decent job, saving a lot of profit. I don't know exactly how much, but I would guess at least 10% they could add to their bottom line profit by just cutting out their any commercial release, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And back to your point of working harder, at the core of everybody, I don't care who you are, whether you're in corporate America or you're self-employed, at the core of your heart is freedom. And most people believe they're working for money, which is partly true, but money by itself, if I were to give you a briefcase of money, gives you nothing.
Right.
But it does, and it can provide you freedom. So like you said, spending 3 hours with your daughter and then making your schedule around what you see as most important in your life,
yes.
That there's power in that. But yes, to your point, real estate, commercial real estate is down. The big boys who have the big bucks are shorting against real estate.
Right.
I believe Elon Musk shorted real estate pretty heavily.
Yes.
I believe Carl Icahn did too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I believe so. So yeah, it's definitely a crisis, and I don't think it's going to rebound anytime soon.
Right.
To stay lean and mean is something you should always do in business. I keep my overhead really low just because in 2008, I was running a $10 million company. Well, I should say in 2007, we were doing that. In 2008, we got crushed in the 2008 downturn.
Yes.
And that's when I learned always keep your overhead low.
Right.
Watch your costs. A lot of things are done out of ego in business. Well, we've got this beautiful office. We've got this. We've got that. But does it make you money?
Right.
Because here's the thing. Whenever you go to sell your business, you can tell me how sexy your car is and how swank your office is, and you can talk to me about how pretty your secretary is, and you can talk about what floor you're on, and you can talk about the scotch collection you have in your office and the 72-inch big screen and this, that, and the other.
Right.
But guess what? I don't care. It doesn't make you any money.
Right.
In fact, it costs you money because you're playing the part and the ego's gotten the best of you. You haven't kept your operation lean and mean, and everybody should be watching their costs. I think at this point, if you look at 9/11, 2001, if you look at the downturn of 2008,
right.
and now you look at a massive collapse in 2020, something the world has literally never seen.
Right.
Going back to the Great Depression, this is worse than the Great Depression. The only thing that's insulating us from a total bottom fallout is what we're doing right now, technology.
Yeah.
The technology right now is preventing us from a total calamity.
Absolutely.
This worldwide pandemic would make the 1930s look like a cakewalk.
Right.
And anyway, so times are tough right now. Stay lean and mean. Watch your expenses. Learn how to adapt. Work harder. If you're self-employed, work harder. This is not a time to wait and be patient. The hungry will live. The hungry will prosper.
Right. And I always say, this is the time to lean in, folks. This is the time to do anything you want to do. And if you're an investor, take a look. This is as we move forward here, there's going to be some pain on businesses, and maybe you get some good valuations. I know I always look at Warren Buffett, folks, as obviously we know the Oracle of Omaha. He's got like $150 billion in cash just sitting there waiting, because I know he wants to buy a whole business. He's been like, he likes to buy a percentage of businesses, typically around 10%, but he wants to buy the whole thing. He wants to buy another Geico. He's trying to buy the whole shebang, and I think he's going to get that because there's going to be some businesses in pain. We're already seeing that with the Hertz and all these different types of businesses. AMC, movie theaters, had $200 million. The movie theater industry did in 1 week. The next week they had $5,000 in revenue. The whole movie theater industry. Just think about what you go from $200 million in 1 week to $5,000 the next week. I mean, that's insane, like you were talking about. And it is technology bringing us through this. I think that's what is going to, and there's some other things on the outside that can help, that are going to get help in general sanitization. And, we're going to be a little more grateful for each other, hopefully, when we get out of this, as you get through it, to take a simple trip somewhere you want to go, these things you just kind of count on for, you take for granted, right, Chad? You just take these things for granted. And then now, going to the grocery store is a trip, and just going anywhere, that you can get out is a trip. So, but now, my man, Chad, we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go, baby. Apple or Android?
Android.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Instagram or Facebook?
Neither.
You do any social media?
I do not.
Nice.
I don't get on it. I think it's a distraction.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If I do have any social media, it's because of my marketing team.
Right.
And they're doing that, but no, I stay away from it.
That's good, man. Hey,
Yeah.
You know what? There's a certain point. I mean, if I wasn't running a social media business, people would think, are you on social all the time? I'm really not. I mean, I have a power hour of work where I do work, but I'm not really browsing the feed all day. I'm doing podcasts. I got to take my daughter to dentist in a few hours. I'm constantly doing things. And so that's just how I choose to live. And it sounds like that's how you choose to live, and living, beyond the news feed. Let's just put it that way. Chicken or steak?
Wow. It's a hard one. I'm gonna have to go with chicken ultimately, though, just because I can do it more regularly.
Right. Health wise, it's just the better one overall. Laptop or smartphone?
It's gotten more to smartphone.
Yeah, moving even you can manage so many different things when you think about the smartphone, from food and Amazon deliveries and your whole life. Sure. It's like, I was like, I planned our whole trip. Everything, we just went to Pismo Beach. It's like everything happened from this phone. We planned the hotels. We got all our Uber Eats. We got directions. I mean, even though I knew how to drive there, I still kind of like the directions because it shows you if there's going to be like stoppages, or, you kind of see if there's any things in the way coming up that you can kind of prevent for. And it's just fascinating, all on just a device. It's amazing. A $700 device. Spotify or Pandora?
Actually, Amazon Music.
Oh, I love it. Amazon Music. I love it. Yeah. Movies or video games?
Movies.
Perfect. Do you watch Amazon movies too as well?
Yeah, I love the series.
Yeah, they got a lot of good. They're putting more and more effort into their content, man.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job, Mr. Bezos over there on the team. Reading books or listening to books?
I definitely listen to books.
Audible?
Yep. Audible.
So awesome. Yeah, it's the way to go, man. You can just get that knowledge in your brain. Stocks or real estate?
Neither. I invest in Me Incorporated.
Oh, I love it. Me Incorporated, folks. Invest in you.
Yes.
Oceans or lakes?
Oceans. I live on the ocean part of the year.
Oh, I love it. What ocean do you live on? We'd love to hear about it.
St. Thomas is where I'm at right now.
Wow,
that's where my boat's at now. Yeah.
No shit. So you travel, you boat?
Yeah. I've got a boat out in St. Thomas, and
beautiful.
Spend quite a bit of time down there.
Beautiful area, man. Yeah. Oh my God. He's living the dream, folks. He's living the dream. So Chad, when you're waking up in the morning, my man, you're looking yourself in the mirror. Why do you love being you?
Well, why I love being me is because, I don't know, I seem to live in a world where a lot of people don't mean what they say. A lot of people are inauthentic. A lot of people don't have integrity. A lot of people are not driven by core principles and values. And your word is your word. And that's who I am. And I can look myself in the eye and know that I've done right. And I can honestly say that I've never taken advantage of anybody. I've never done a deal just to do a deal and put somebody in peril. I've never, I don't mislead people in professional life or my personal life. Ironically, those virtues that I have, they don't always work, because you'd be surprised how much lying goes involved in love and in business both.
Right.
And so that's why I like being me. It might not be the easiest path, but it is my path, and I'm proud of that.
And integrity is so important in this world. I think people
Yes.
see through the bullshit. I mean, that's why I created the Be Real Show many a moons ago, folks, 5.5 years ago, is because people really see through the bullshit. And truthfully, at the end of the day, the term "be real" has become more and more popular because people want realness. I mean, and that's why I think Trump won, is because he just cut through the bullshit. Even though people don't like him now, he literally just cut through it all and still is cutting through it. And so the point is, that is what people connect to, and that he's just being him. He's not trying to be the president. He's just trying to be himself. Chad, my man, he's not trying to be someone that he's not. And that's the most important thing. Self-awareness in this world, folks, is I think one of the most critical elements, especially right now. Self-awareness, like what am I good at? What am I not good at? Where am I wasting my time? Can I put more time in the things that I'm good at and make a little more money and be more happy and profitable? So a couple more questions for you, my man. Do you think you will ever retire? Do you think that you will ever say, I'm done?
I will whenever I die. Yes.
I love it. He's going to retire when he's in the box, baby, or cremated, or however we go.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I'll never retire. And I'll tell you why. Retirement is man-made,
right?
And I don't know when it was created in our culture. I'm gonna guess it was in the last 100 years. No, retirement is less than 100 years old.
Right.
If you looked at Native Americans, they didn't retire. The old men were still hunting and helping, and women don't just stop cooking and stop doing whatever. They don't just sit on their ass and expect everybody to do something for them. So never in history has retirement ever, you know what? In the Bible, it doesn't speak of retirement. Not one time.
Right.
Not one time. And so I frankly believe that retirement was created by money management firms and retirement plans.
Absolutely.
So my plan is to work until I absolutely cannot do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're smart about your money over, let's just say 50 years of working, if you're smart about your money, you don't need those guys who tell you they're going to give you some glorious retirement where you're wearing linen and drinking lemonade all day. Right. Secondarily, retirement sounds great if you have lived a miserable life in corporate America.
Right.
Then it makes sense.
Right.
But find something you love, and you don't have to have this idea of not working. Right. I mean, if I hated what I did, retirement might sound good.
Might sound more true.
But I see people retire, they sit in their house with their wife or their husband, and they're miserable. And there's only so many times that you can play golf before you hate your life. There's only so many times you can take that same old walk or go down to the bingo hall or whatever. I mean, it's boring. So
it is. It's so true. And they say also your synapses in your brain, you start to lose the connections and abilities that you used to have because you were critically challenged. You're not critically challenged by playing golf. I mean, you are at some point, but you're at the same golf course every day. You're doing the same hole. You know where it goes. And same thing with watching Netflix. You're not really challenged, and so the point is that you get something, folks, by challenges. And so your brain has to achieve and learn and adapt, and the connections and synapses, reconnect and refire. And so there's something to that.
To add to that, this, not only do I want to make that point clear about how retirement is man-made, but there's a whole lot of people out there, Travis, that they have anxiety because they don't have retirement.
Right.
And so I want to speak to those folks and say, quit worrying about that shit.
Absolutely.
Just work and put some pennies away, and pretty soon those pennies turn to dollars, and those dollars turns to thousands of dollars. And just take it easy and say, you know what, I'm going to work for the next 45 years. I'm going to spend money along the way, and I'm going to live my life along the way.
Right.
Because what people do is they postpone their life to retire one day to then go do all these things that they no longer have the energy for.
So true. You got to live your retirement right now, folks.
Right now.
Live it every day. I say quite often, I am retired, but I work my ass off, and you know what? Because I'm in control of my financial freedom too. I've built the business. I've got a financial freedom in my life. And yeah, we're going to go through some bumps in the roads with the COVID, and we're going to have to adapt and survive and cut bills and make hard calls and find our way out, find new multiple revenue streams, find different things. That's what you do. You evolve, folks. That's what we got to where we're at right now. You're listening to this on a podcast. The iPhone's only like 13, 12 years old. These things are all relatively new in our lives, but we're going to adapt and evolve and continue to adapt and evolve. Couple more questions for you. Do you have a favorite app on your phone right now? Is there something on your phone? Do you have something you use on a daily basis, a tool or an app?
I really don't.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really an app guy.
Okay. So
nope.
do you use email?
Oh yeah,
Email. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the number one, folks, is using email. I think on the phone. I think that's
the most. Yeah, but I thought you meant app, like some sort of
beautiful tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people forget that, like, especially often myself, I tell people that's my number one most successful platform is email. That's how I get all the guests. That's how I do everything. It's through my email. And so it's beautiful. I mean, when you talk about friends, family, connections, business, everything is happening in one place on my phone in one time, and I can access it at any point in the world. It's just amazing. So, I mean, I think email is one of the most powerful apps out there, actually. If you could sit down to a chicken dinner tonight with anyone, who would it be?
Probably... It's a good question. I'd probably say probably Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I love that. All right, baby. Just living. Yeah. I love that dude, man.
Yeah, I'd like to sit down with him because he's a good dude, and I just like how he rolls. I like how his whole way of living. But more importantly, I'm a writer, and I'd love to sit down with him and talk about writing something up and putting it on the screen. And
absolutely talking about your journey, telling your story.
Yep.
The business broker, baby. That could be a good one right there. The challenges of business broker, baby, and the things you see and the things you have to make, the calls you have to make, and the exits and the things, the joy and glory too, because when you exit, I'm sure just the feeling of accomplishment is like tenfold. I exited, baby. I got that wire transfer, baby. I'm feeling good. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go. Okay. Last question. Where's the best place for people to find more about the business?
Okay. Go to petersonacquisitions.com. And if they tell me on the show that they heard me on your show, they just fill out, get the book on petersonacquisitions.com. I'll send them a free copy of the book, Swinging Doors.
Nice. That's awesome, folks. So go do that today. Folks, you've been hanging out with my man, Chad Peterson and Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform, and also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it, and thank you so much for listening today. We're all going through a lot right now, and Real-Time Outsource, my business, is giving back to local and small businesses. Through our social media services and campaigns, we are actually helping small businesses get more exposure during these times, and also when we get through these times. At the end of the day, we don't know how long this is all going to last, but most importantly, you got to think about your business right now. Take it seriously. So come check us out at realtimeoutsource.com, and we would love for you to qualify and get the process started where we can take a look at your business and see if we can qualify you for some of our services. At little to no cost for most of the businesses, and some businesses, you're gonna have to pay, but that's just part of life, right? But most importantly is that I think this is the time, folks, that you can actually help thrive in your business. And so I would love to help you personally with our team. We're all going through a tough time right now. So take advantage of this. realtimeoutsource.com. Check us out, and we would love to do some business with you and help you with your social and digital media in 2020 and beyond.